Adam 22 talks about how his pathway to atheism started with a satanic Bible.
I remember when I was like 13, one of my friends just like introduced me to the satanic Bible, which is by no means the entry point to atheism that I would recommend for anybody because it's kind of goofy and ridiculous and it's from like 80 years ago. I remember reading it and just being like, oh, okay, like this is where I'm at. Like, I don't believe in God. I don't think any of this stuff is true. And I actually think that you can live a completely moral and, pristine life without the Bible. Even though they've never admitted it to this day, I think that I kind of turned my parents atheists too, because I would just always be presenting them with the newest religious argument that I read online, because this is like the very early days of the internet where I'd be looking up stuff about atheism all the time. And I think it kind of got to my parents, because when I really think about it, I haven't heard them mention anything regarding religion in the last 20 years or so, even though if they were here right now, they would say, like, you didn't convince us of anything. Like, of course not. Like, I do think that I had a bit of that impact on my parents too.
Adam 22 mentions how he could live a moral and pristine life without God, but the reality is this: you can invent morals without God, but they simply remain opinions and subjective thoughts. And these opinions have no ultimate authority. However, a belief in God provides a transcendent and unchanging foundation for good and evil, explains our universal moral intuition, and guarantees that justice and righteousness will always prevail. So at the end of the day, all of this starts and ends with God. Have you been called to digital ministry and it's been overwhelming, confusing, and it feels like it just doesn't work? What if you had a clear path to growth, impact, and income? Well, that's what I'm building, and it's coming sooner than you think. Stay tuned.